Get in there, Jax.
Alright, and we are live. Now we
Hey,
just gotta
y'all.
pull up on this side so we can watch it. And make sure we see the comments because our screen is turned sideways.
Welcome to Turning Pages Consignment, y'all. And we talk about books.
Yeah. What is going on here? Oh, wait, I gotta go here. That's what this is. I'm just gonna go out to random noise now because I'm trying to find something.
Guys. So, when these videos are uploaded on our YouTube channel, if you have any visual issues with the video quality, my bad, because my laptop is not the absolute greatest camera. Okay, but we're working with what we got, so deal with it. And I say that because there might be a person who's like, what's on her ears? They're books, y'all. You might not be able to tell from the quality of my video, but they're books!
Okay,
They're book earrings!
flip the camera. No, I don't think that's right.
Yo, you're like a gravity user right now.
I have no idea what I'm doing here.
You're shifting gravity.
Yeah. It's weird.
Eden 0.
What's going on here?
I don't know, that thing keeps spazzing.
Yeah.
But what is it doing?
I don't know what it's doing. We're having technical issues, excuse us.
Yeah, her laptop is having a seizure, I think.
So we're gonna have to do it
My brain feels that way sometimes.
this way so that way we can...
I think I had a seizure once. I could be wrong.
That's random.
I was alone, so I didn't have any witnesses to tell me what was happening when I was unconscious, but it was years ago. I'm fine. I'm probably not, but who knows? I haven't died yet.
Well, that's kind of a good thing, if you're asking me. Like...
It was when I was a little younger than Julia is now, but me waking up and regaining consciousness was similar to that time I fainted in your kitchen, and you caught me because I didn't realize I was falling out of my chair.
Oh yeah, because you saw blood.
Because I sucked the
saw
blood from my thumb when I
Yeah.
stabbed myself accidentally.
Yeah.
And apparently ingesting my blood and tasting that iron didn't bode well at that moment.
No, I don't see how that could.
That was cray. That was crazy, y'all. I think I traumatized your kids. They were
Probably.
really scared for me every time I had a pocket knife after that.
Must not let her use something.
I felt so bad. They were so freaked out. Look at this hair stuck.
Alright, so now that we're done having technical issues and our camera is back where it should be here because we completely lost like all of our camera equipment there for a second. Don't know exactly what happened. So hi, welcome to our podcast. We are TPC, which is Turning Pages Consignment. So we are going over our books for the week, onto what we read, what we want to recommend, and what we actually want to put out there for you guys to see what you think and what reviews you might have. We also have a couple of questions that we got in that we want to go over and see what new topics come up on the horizon for us because, hey, that's just what we do. We're bored and it's Friday, so why not?
I have a half-decent variety of books to talk about myself from stuff that I just recently read. Mostly manga, but a variety of manga genres. And a couple other odds and ends. As well
I think
as
at this point you're like 90% manga. You are 90%.
Probably.
You're not even a person, you're 90%
I was
manga.
estimating 80% manga of my library, but it probably is closer to 90% at this time.
It is, yeah.
I can't help it because manga is so much easier to accumulate faster.
Yeah, there's larger quantities of it too. Yeah. And you get all the pretty covers
Yeah.
to go with it.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't have to worry about just one special edition. You get all the pretty covers.
That's
It
actually
is a nice cover, though.
That's the final volume.
That's the final volume.
It just came out. I just got it. I just finished reading it. Final volume 2, Noragami, Stray God. Series is now finished. It's a good series. It's
pretty cover.
It's a very solid series. It's a very well balanced. It has a little bit of everything, and
I'm not even gonna read the back because that'll be a spoiler. It'll be a spoiler for it. I know that one.
A little. Not terribly, honestly. The back of this doesn't even really have that much of a spoiler.
Doesn't even have much?
No.
Okay.
But it's a very cute series about, like, the Japanese culture. Traditionally, they have, like, several, like, gods, like, shrines where they worship, like, a god for studying, a god for love, a god for
so like most
harvesting,
cultures.
a god of war. Yeah, so this is based off of, like, if those gods were actually real, and typically people don't notice them or see them, but this one girl ends up having an incident where her life is now intertwined in the world of the gods.
Oh, so kind of like this. So the games that gods play, it's about the same thing, but it's with the Greek gods instead.
Oh.
And we live in their world, and humans don't matter to them. And whatever they say goes. If you piss them off, they can curse you or grant you wishes or anything along those lines, and you just kind of have to live with it. And that's kind of what this sounds like here.
Okay.
Which is the games that gods play. Which
you can't. You can barely see over there. You can see it on mine, not on yours.
You can see it here.
Yeah.
This is one that came out.
Yeah. So if you like one
a while ago,
if you like stories covering the multitudes of gods.
Yep. Pretty.
That one has to do with the Greek gods, and this one has to do with the Japanese gods. Nice. This one is more, I guess, along the lines of Japanese culture, traditional beliefs of there's several gods for, like, different things, and they're all overseeing the human realm, and they're all, like, quote unquote looking after people, doing their own things, and, like, preventing miasma and, like, evil creatures in the shadows from harming people.
And where this one is, it's more of a cross between the Hunger Games and Percy Jackson.
Okay.
So everybody gets picked. Each god has their own champion. There is a trial that they have to go through, and because it has the Greek gods in it, you have the whole component where the Percy Jackson comes in. Then you have to deal with, the gods and their moods and, what they decide to deal with for the day.
Fair. That is a common ideology of, like, from the gods' perspectives, how would they think and feel, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I did see the games gods play was pretty popular, if it's not still.
I think it is still popular. It's not the newest one out. She is actually set up for a second portion of that series, so there is going to be a book 2 to it as well, because it did end on a cliffhanger. So if anybody is interested, you have the Greek gods. That is on a cliffhanger. There will be a book 2 to it. I'm not exactly sure when. I can definitely look into that to see what information I can find out for that. But
yeah, so if anyone is interested or has read the games gods play, looks like there's going to be a second book.
Yep. Gotta have that in there.
And then if anyone is into the manga realm, Noragami. Which, it starts out Noragami, and then it goes to, like, Act 2. Stray God.
No.
So, like, Stray God is, like, a subtitle.
A subtitle to go in along with it, yeah.
But I opened it up, I got it in the mail, and I saw how thick it was. And I was like, that's weird. Normally, they don't have, like, an abnormally thick volume of manga unless it's the last one in the book. And I looked at the back, and it said final volume, and I was like, not fair. That's not cool. But I do appreciate when they actually tell you it's the final volume, so you don't have to go, is there going to be another volume or not? It's a very well-balanced series. I did enjoy this. It's very good.
But still, 27 volumes. I mean, even though they're quick reads, that's a decent amount. That's an undertaking, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And the fact
definitely
that it just
undertaking.
finished, like, I started this with the anime. That's how I first discovered the series. And I watched the anime, like, multiple times because it was that good to me. I enjoyed it that much. And then I was like, you know what? The anime hadn't kept up with the manga, so I had to get into the manga to finish the story, and I believe it was worth it. It was worth my money.
Always good to know though, like if you have it where it is out on for like anime and then you have it for the manga, like if you can't get it in one, that you can still get it in the other.
Yeah.
It's not keeping up with itself. At least
Yeah.
you know.
That was like Fruits Baskets when they did the original series of Fruits Baskets. It was only like what, one season?
Yep.
And I read the manga to get the whole story.
Yep. 'Cause you
And
have
then they remade the Fruits Basket anime into a full 3 seasons that covered the entire manga story.
Yeah.
And they did a good job. Like, I will always appreciate the original with Momiji's song and certain details.
Yes, you have to have Momiji's
But the
song.
remake was really good too. I appreciate
I don't know.
all versions that they did of Fruits Basket.
Nah.
I love the original story. I love the original show. I like the remake because I appreciate that they went the whole way through. And there were certain parts of the remake where they went farther than the original show that I really appreciated, and it really hit you. It hit me at like certain parts in the story that maybe didn't hit as theatrically from reading it.
I don't know. I'm a originalist.
That is fair. I will always love the original.
Like
especially,
I won't even.
They butchered the detail with Momiji's song in the remake.
Yeah.
They didn't have Momiji's song in the remake of Fruits Basket. That was a big thing for me. That was the one thing I'll say about the remake that I did not appreciate.
Is the Momiji song? Yeah. See, I won't even watch the renewal ones of Sailor Moon.
That's fair.
I know the 90s version and the original books for it. I don't read the Crystal ones. Like I just can't get into them because I don't know. Like it feels too wonky for me. Yeah. The Teen Titans. You know they're remaking that again?
Again?
Again.
How many versions of Teen Titans do y'all need?
I don't know, but now they're gonna have like little chibi pop ones to go with it or something like that. Like they're even tinier than what they were, and even like cartoonier.
What are they, newborns?
And I don't know.
Newborns, go!
Right. But like
Defeat Nap
Beast
Time.
Boy is like a freckled, pimpled kid that
not the pimple.
I don't know if it's pimples or freckles or what, but he's got like really scraggly hair and everything, and I'm just sitting there thinking, why would they continue to make this series to go along with that when they have the original
name, by the way.
Huh?
That's Beast Boy's original name, Garfield.
It's Garfield, yeah. Yep.
Like the cat meow.
Yep. It's like yeah. I know I'm an originalist.
If you're into that, that's totally fine. I'm not judging it. I'm not knocking it. The way that you appreciate the original Sailor Moon, I appreciate the original Teen Titan show. Yeah. And the original Teen Titan comics, even before, or the new DC 52 comics of Teen Titans, you wouldn't know about this, was different from the Teen Titans show as well, but I still enjoyed that. It had a very original aesthetic to it.
Yeah, no, I can get that. It's just, I think
for me, it's the plot. They take the plot and the storyline more seriously, and it actually, like, continuously develops the characters and the storyline. Whereas the new, like, Teen Titans Go, it's just comedy.
Yeah.
It's just comical nonsense.
It's meant in for that demographic, for those kids to be drawn in. So
which is fine. Yeah. If you just want something to not think and to just chill. Yeah. And just like laugh at the stupid nonsense. That's fine. I like the very serious about that storyline and the character development kind of stuff.
Yeah. See, I'm even that way though when it comes to like certain books. Like I'm not really much of a fan of doing retellings.
What about the those retellings of like the princesses and Disney?
Not a big fan.
Really?
Yeah, I mean like I have all of the Twisted series. I have all of those.
I was gonna say I thought you were into those.
It's not really something that I think I've read them once. I don't think I've gotten all the way through. I have no real desire to read, 15 straight stories of the fairy tale retellings, which granted, everybody has their own thing.
Yeah.
I have read a couple. Like I've read Hooked by Emily
Yeah, I
McIntyre,
know you read a couple.
which was actually pretty decent considering I'm actually not a Peter Pan fan. So that was actually a different version of that.
Nice.
I've done a Mulan retelling, which actually was pretty decent. Like, if I can find where they're not so predictable about where they're going.
Okay, something more original, something that's not just
So, like, if they're taking the original characters, all right, cool. But they're creating a new storyline, I'm okay with. But, like,
if it's not super, repetitive.
Right, like taking the same movies and remaking them over and over and over again 15 times over. I can't do that. But
it's
yeah,
like every time they make a new original version, origin of a superhero movie, and they keep doing different casting characters, but they keep doing the repeated origin
same
of Peter
stories.
Parker or something. Like, I love Spider-Man. I love the Peter Parker movies, but if you keep making 20 different origins of Spider-Man,
well, they're all in different universes.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I forgot about the whole universe thing.
Yeah, because the one they have it where they all come in and they're all from different universes and timelines and stuff like that. So yeah, but no, the one Mulan one that I read is by K.A. Robinson. She is an indie author, by the way. She has a couple of retellings, but hers is that the women of in the fairy tale is actually dragons. That's cool. Mulan is a dragon. She is a hidden dragon, and she goes to the war and everything, but it's a little different when it comes to how she gets into the war. So yeah, K.A. Robinson, she has done her own Mulan retelling where Mulan is a dragon, and it's freaking awesome.
That's super interesting to know because with the big book community going on with Fourth Wing and Onyx Storm and stuff, people are all like, what other dragon series can we get into? So it's super cool to know that those characters are dragons in the retellings.
Yep.
Because that might be someone's big next dragon story.
Yeah. And it's all YA. There is nothing adult in it. So, so teenagers can read, your YA readers, your young,
you can listen to the audiobooks in the car without worrying about your kids hearing something.
I actually don't know if it's on Audible or not, I don't know if it's actually been transcribed to an audio version.
That's fair. I didn't even,
because I don't know if that's just something she's done yet or not. She has quite a few of them, but they are all YA'd, so then they can have that. But you can have where you have that and you can share it with your kid and hey, you're seeing me reading a dragon book. Here's something that would be good for you to read as a dragon book. It's something that is age appropriate that you could have in telling that. It's a very fabulous story. Again, it is K.A. Robinson. It's titled as Mulan. So it would be a good read for you guys.
I never really thought much about it. I might want to get into some of those myself because whether you're a big Disney fan and you are interested in those retellings to see how similar or different they are and compare your favorite stories or Disney movies, or maybe you're not a big fan of the Disney movies and you want something a little different. You want a remake with a different twist to it. I could see people from both perspectives possibly enjoying those retellings of the Disney movies.
It gives you a little something different because a lot of the retellings that I have run across, they are more of the adult advance. So finding one that is more geared towards the younger version readers, you're able to not only share it with yourself, but you're able to share it with, anybody else in your life that might want to have that as well. And you don't have to worry about, oh, hey, I can leave it sit on my dining room table, and if my kid picks it up, then, I have to worry about telling them, oh, no, wait, you can't read that because it might be something inappropriate for you. Unlike where my mom, she just kind of left it out, and here I am, 14 years old, reading V.C. Andrews' Flowers in the Attic. Trauma-based.
Yeah, these Disney retellings won't traumatize your children by accident. Always nice.
Well, listen, V.C. Andrews, she wanted to traumatize people. That was her whole thing.
See, that is fair. When that is the author's intention, is to scare the living out of you.
Yeah.
And traumatize you and open your brain to this stuff happens.
Yes.
I think those are important, but like after maybe your brain develops a little,
yeah.
you can handle it without night terrors.
Not being 14 years old and reading it.
Maybe not 14. Entirely depends on the parents' judgment, but to each their own.
My 15-year-old would not be reading it.
That is fair. That is fair.
My 15-year-old will not be reading V.C. Andrews' Flower in the Attic, even if they redid it. Mulan by K.A. Robinson.
Even when she's older.
Honestly, I don't think anybody should read it unless you want some trauma.
Fair. Fair. If that's up your alley, if that's what you're looking for a little trauma, maybe something to battle your own personal trauma. Maybe it balances out. I don't know how that works.
I don't know if it'll balance it out or not. But definitely, something interesting wise to go along with.
Maybe you're so traumatized, you read something traumatizing, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Kind of.
Depending on the person.
Kind of. I mean, there are some that, we pick up a book and we see the trigger list warnings, and it's not a warning list, it's a checklist. Anybody else do that? Because I know that's me.
When I saw the trigger warning for Onyx Storm, and I was like, oh!
Grocery list, shopping list, checklist. There's different names that it goes by.
I can see that.
Yeah. Which sometimes you just need a little more interesting.
Some of the retellings of the Disney stories are probably like really sweet, nice stories, right?
No.
I was gonna say, aren't some of the retellings kind of more of the original?
Some, yeah.
Intent of like the dark.
Well, oh yeah, if you go by the Grimm version of it, yeah. But a lot of them
some of the retellings dark, like the original Grimm.
Well, like I said, I haven't read too many of them, so we might have to get our audience on that one to see what they say about that. But I don't really know. But I know a couple of the ones, like I know Emily McIntyre. She has an entire line of them, and they all adult versioned. There's a couple more that are out there. Like I said, I don't even think the Twisted series is like inappropriate. I think it is a little more darker, yes. But I don't think it's inappropriate or anything, so.
Okay. Yeah, I would generally be interested if anyone wants to comment or send any feedback. If any of you have read any of the remakes of the Disney stories. I know there are multiple authors that have written those types of styles. And I know Twisted Tales is one of like the type of series written. I guess that's a specific author, the Twisted Tales.
No, actually there's several authors inside of the Twisted series.
Okay.
Yep. It's very strange.
I'm sure there's other series or like title lines of the remakes.
Yeah, I mean, each author, they can like do their own. Like, I actually ended up just getting one in the mail from Bookish Box, and it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Oh.
Yeah, it's My Dark Beauty. So it's, you see where the spiral notebooks are?
Yes.
The one standing right there by itself.
Yes.
Yeah, go grab
the one with the rose?
Yep. Yeah, go grab it.
How did I know
that? Because it's Beauty and the Beast, and they have to have a rose.
Oh, my tailbone.
Here.
Oh, my legs. Holy shit, why does my body hurt so much?
Because it's Friday.
Oh, I'm old and I was playing with a child for like 4 hours. Oh, my body.
While I was cooking dinner, yeah. Alright, so this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Show the spine.
I will get there. Look how pretty! It's so pretty, look at it. That's that one.
Hi, precious.
She's just weird and wonky. Ignore her.
Look at the sprayed edge.
Look at the... So we have... Gotta make sure we get the foiling in there. There we go. It is absolutely a gorgeous cover and everything, but I'm actually not one for, actual fairy tale retellings. But every once in a while, I'll end up running across one that is actually pretty decent. That I'm not,
I mean,
hating.
if you have the book money to just buy it because it's pretty, that alone. That was a very pretty book. Was that early on in when they started becoming popular with?
No, I just got that.
Oh, you just got that. So
this is the newest one. Yeah. Okay. This is the newest one to the collection. My whole little thing here,
Oh, excuse my dog stretching. I'm a pancake.
Yes, we have a furry little creature here.
Go back to sleep.
One of many around us. So yeah. So that is the new one. It's the Beauty and the Beast retelling. From my understanding of it, it is not child friendly. K.A. Robinson is child friendly if you want a fairy tale retelling. So that is for any audience. This one here, My Dark Beast, not for anyone. This is adult content. And this one is by Olivia Wilder. Sorry, I'm recovering from the flu here. Wildenstein.
Yeah, that looks right.
If I'm saying that correctly.
Hopefully,
if not, I do apologize again. Here is...
I'm falling for a stranger, a man who haunts my dreams.
I mean, considering he's a beast, I would be a little afraid of him too, But, actually, what's really funny about even getting that is I forgot that I pre-ordered that. And considering Beauty and the Beast is my favorite fairy tale, if you go by the originals, to end up with that one, it was kind of like a funny, happy coincidence on that one.
Oh, yeah, that is cool. I know Beauty and the Beast is your favorite.
Yeah.
I just like the library.
Yeah, I know you do.
Dreams to be had.
Yes.
What are your goals in life? What are your dreams?
I want a house with a library.
As long as you
that's
reinforce.
Too much to ask for.
No, not really. It's just as long as you reinforce your foundation so you don't crack the foundation from the amount of books you want to have. Especially with the manga, because even though they are thin, after you have 40 of them stacked, it's gonna crack some foundation.
Yeah, I don't just line my half of my manga collection on my shelves are like this, and half of them, the series are stacked up like this, so you have
yeah, she could have about 100 plus books on one shelf, bowing down
easily.
Just the weights on her shelf.
Which I don't have that many shelves, but 3 of them are sturdy.
Which is always good.
2 of them are real wood.
Oh yeah, I remember
my
that.
big espresso color.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
My babies. I've been so much, but they've held up so good. Yeah, I've really stacked my manga on those because those shelves can handle it.
Yes.
And I don't have enough shelves, so I gotta squish all my books together so it doesn't look like I have that much. And because manga is slimmer and I can stack them and press them together so much better than these books.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like I have that much, but I have over 1,000 books.
And you know what? Do you know that actually if you have over 1,000 books, you are considered a library?
Yeah.
Again, excuse me, people. I'm sorry. I'm just getting over the flu.
Sicky.
I have no comebacks on that one. I just can't. I just can't even
glad
breathe
you're
half
feeling
the time.
better.
Yeah.
Glad you pulled through because this podcast is important. Talk about books.
No, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, wait, it's a train.
You sent me that. I was like, oh no, do I laugh or cry? Stay
Well,
with me.
I was laughing and dying at the same time because I was laughing and couldn't breathe.
I could totally see that. I could.
Okay.
I feel bad that you have been so sick that you
Yeah.
haven't even been able to take not working and not doing as much for like almost a whole week. You couldn't even take that time to read because you were so
Nope.
sick you couldn't even
I was passed
And
out
that
more
is
times than
tragic.
anything.
That's the worst
I was
thing.
asleep.
When you're
I
so
was
sick
slumped,
that you
people.
can't even enjoy your free time for once to read.
Yeah. No. Considering, I got a house full of people and a house full of kids, and the kids were sick, and the husband was sick, and I was sick. I had the worst of it. I had a fever of 104 that I couldn't break. Like, I was down.
That's why I
for
was
the count.
messaging you every morning. I was like, is it too early to ask her if she's still alive?
Honestly, considering Brian was home for most of it, he took the brunt of it. Yeah, I was still up pretty early because I couldn't sleep after a while. I'd slept so much that my body was like, all right, you got to get up and do something, but I would make it to the door and be like, okay, I can't breathe.
Oh. I know, it was that bad when I had mono in high school.
Oh,
My mom took me to the hospital after being sick for 2 weeks because I came down the stairs in the house. I could
Jesus.
barely breathe. I could barely get down the stairs. She's like, you're like an 80-year-old woman. I was like, I hope I don't live that long. If that's what it's like to be 80, kudos to all you fine older ladies. That's rough.
Yeah.
No wonder half of y'all are angry all the time. I would be too.
Listen, why be angry when you could throw water balloons and pie?
Water balloons are a lot of fun. I've
See?
never thrown pie. That seems like a waste of yummy food.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a waste of food. I mean, you get laughter out of it, so it's not exactly a waste. But I mean, if you imagine that, okay, being 80 years old, standing on top of a balcony, and then as people are walking by, and you just drop a water balloon on them, who's gonna get mad at an 80-year-old?
That would be okay. If I live that long, I am 100% doing that. I encourage every.
Got a point. Thank you.
I encourage every older person that is just done with people and done with this world, go up into a high place and drop some water balloons on people.
Right. Just like
maybe not a blind person. Let's not.
Okay, yeah. There is a limit.
That might be a line to draw.
But yeah, no, I could definitely see that just out of the fun of it, just sitting there and chucking water balloons at people because either A, people don't laugh enough anymore anyway. B, it's fun. Like so you're gonna have laughter in that in your own way.
Actually,
and
you know
see,
what?
It's water, people.
I could see a lot of people being upset about just walking by minding their own business and suddenly they're drenched and just slam water balloon. A lot of people would be upsetty spaghetti about it, but to be fair, I am the kind of person that regardless of whether I'm in a wheelchair, whether I'm blind, whether I'm just, actually capable and not chronically ill or something, just I get slammed with a water balloon, you know what? I'm probably gonna enjoy it.
I'm just saying, I'd probably be that little old lady that's doing it, and I would turn around and somebody get mad at me. I'd sit there and I'd probably pretend that I forgot who I was and be like, "Where's my cat?"
Oh, I want to be that. I want to be that person when I actually look my age. I want to be that older person that takes my age and takes it for granted and just messes with people. I want to mess with people when I'm older.
Yeah.
I want people to be like, oh, bless her heart, it's because she's old. I want them to think that I'm like that because of my age and not because of my personality.
Yeah. Oh, then you have to have the wheelchair races.
Yes!
Gotta have the wheelchair races to go along with it.
I
Because why
I
not?
need a wheelchair. I need to start practicing.
Then in the wheelchairs, you gotta have crutch jousting.
I learned something on TikTok the other day about crutches, about using crutches. Apparently, you're supposed to use, like, if you have one crutch or something,
Yeah.
you're supposed to use it on your good side.
Yeah, so it strengthens your other side. Yeah.
Well, apparently it helps you, like, if you have an injured right leg,
Yeah.
if you use the crutch on your left side, it actually helps you to walk better.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
My family, we don't know stuff. We don't know anything. We're just barely
your mom work
scraping
in the
by in
medical
life.
field?
Yes. My mother works in a medical field. Stop dying. She also thinks that hand sanitizer is a reasonable alternative to washing your hands anytime.
I mean, it is good in sometimes. Like, if you don't have the hand soap.
Hand sanitizer is perfectly fine, but not a complete replacement for washing your hands. So, we don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. All right, so now we found our Bruno for this session is the topic of your mom and washing her hands.
The topic of my mom in general.
That is our Bruno. We have one Bruno for every one of our episodes or daily, whatever you want to call this here. Bruno for us, if anybody has kids or you've seen Encanto, you know who Bruno is. We don't talk about Bruno.
You don't need to have kids to watch that movie. That movie
Exactly.
is so cute.
Exactly. So you turn around, and if we have something that either is A, going to completely take up all of our time, or is B, going to...
So this is the podcast.
or is going to completely overrun everything because we're going to be too busy laughing at it. We're calling it a Bruno. So if you hear us yelling out a Bruno, that's what we get.
No. It's catchy. The songs in that movie are catchy. Yo, you know how they said...
Disney's got some good soundtracks.
They do. Honestly, I really appreciate it in Encanto, and a lot of people on social media, when it first came out, were saying how, like, the older generation weren't understanding the mental health
behind all of it. Yeah.
Behind it. Yeah, I watched that movie with my mom, and my mom is a boomer. I love my mother, but she was very in line with that social media standard of the older generations weren't quite grasping the mental health concepts in Encanto, and she's sitting here listening to these songs with me because I'm enjoying them, so she's playing them for me and she's listening to them, and I'm like, she doesn't have a clue what these mean. She ain't got a clue.
That's gonna be funny when you watch the second one with her, because it's scripted for a second one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're coming out with an Encanto too. I'm not sure of the release date yet. Oh my god.
They could have 50 Encanto movies, and I'd be watching each one with my mom, just side-eyeing her, like, is she catching on yet?
No, I don't think she is. No. Although my 2-year-old will sit there and she'll dance her little happy stuff along with it.
I could see that. She was dancing with me earlier to just a little tune coming out of my own mouth.
She doesn't care. Music, and she's up and she's dancing.
Yeah.
That's what she does. She loves it.
She got me moving too. I got my steps in today. 4 hours of playing with your kid. I got my steps in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because I was cooking and cleaning. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll trade you next time. I'll play with her and you can cook and clean.
I can clean. I don't know if you want me cooking.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll see how that goes.
The way this works, Jax, okay, the way this works is you cook and I eat it. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
That's how most of the people in my world work. They come to me for the food.
It's good. Your cooking's good.
Not that I intentionally. I hate cooking, people, just to say in general.
Me too, but
I hate cooking.
You have to do it either way.
Yes, that is absolutely true. I have to do it either way.
I don't have to do it. I don't have kids.
No, you just have this thing.
You just, yeah. Which I have cooked for her. When she's sick, I cook her egg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little brat. I did it one time for like 3 days in a row because she was so sick. And then for a little while, every time I made eggs after that, she's like, me? And I was like, no! These are mommy's eggs!
Nope, you must share.
I can't imagine human children 24/7.
Well, the greatest way to explain human children in that point is yesterday when before the baby went to bed was that my oldest was sitting there and eating an apple nice and peacefully and quiet, for which we all know is very rare. And so the baby comes up and just takes the apple from her and walks away. No thank you, no please, no may I, no, it's just...
She is so funny. She's so
and
savage.
walks away with it.
Like, I know she's only 2, so she hasn't quite developed a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I like...
Mm-hmm. But she don't care.
She's so savage.
She is. She
and
doesn't
I
care.
love it.
She does not care. And then when she was done with the said apple, she dropped it on the floor a couple of times, picked it up, and then brought it back to her sister and said, "Here you go. It's yours now."
So savage.
She did not care.
She
Covered in hair and dirt and who knows what else, and just, oh, I'm done with it now. Here is your apple. After you decided that you were going to be so gracious enough to share it with me.
I know dogs are low-key the same, but I'll stick to dogs. I'll stick to dogs. I love your kids, but I'm glad they're your kids and not mine.
I get that a lot.
To you and all of the moms who do literally freaking everything and then try to fit reading into your schedule, y'all don't sleep.
No.
Y'all tired. Kudos to all y'all. Because I could not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a needy dog and 2 needy cats. I don't need more neediness than that. I need time to actually
everybody
read.
who's going on and saying hi that we have missed, I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Excuse me, again.
Yeah, she's dying. Don't mind her. We'll cut the video before she stops breathing. Probably.
Listen, I've got an inhaler somewhere. Okay, that's all I know. Somewhere. Throw the concern out there for her.
Well, my asthma's not triggered right now, so I'll do enough breathing for both of us.
That works, because sometimes I need a little extra air. You're actually not funny. Yeah, we know we're not. That's okay. Because
you know what's funny
we find
about
ourselves
that?
Funny.
The funny thing about you saying that we're not funny is that you're here. Hello.
We find ourselves funny, and honestly, that's kind of all we need sometimes, is to be able to find ourselves funny, because if you can't laugh at your own life, not really sure what else you were supposed to do, because we don't have enough time to cry anymore, because we're not 5.
Actually, I cried recently.
Oh.
Yeah, like 2 days ago, okay? So I keep seeing on TikTok, I keep seeing on social media, everyone's raving about Ben & Jerry's ice cream right now. This is not sponsored. And I kept thinking about Ben & Jerry's, and I was like, when's the last time I had Ben & Jerry's ice cream? Literally years since I had Ben & Jerry's ice cream. So I kept thinking about it, I kept seeing it, to the point it got in my brain, and I was having cravings, y'all. Cravings down to the soul. And my mom said on her way home from work, while I was dying in bed having cravings, she was going to bring me home some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. She took so long to get home from the store, and I just kept thinking about it. I kept waiting for her. I was trying to be patient. The craving was hitting so hard. She finally got home. I was like shaking. My blood was shaking inside of my body. She got home, and she brought the bag in, and she wouldn't let me see it yet. And I was so excited for that ice cream. I was craving it so bad. And she wouldn't hand it over right away because she wanted me to say thank you first, but words were not coming out. I was so happy. I wanted to say thank you, but it wasn't coming out because I needed that ice cream right that second from my craving. I started crying because I didn't get it instantly. I cried over an ice cream craving. I'm not pregnant. Y'all who actually go through that stuff deal with so much.
It's traumatizing.
And y'all haven't killed anyone that we know of. You haven't gotten caught for it. Power to you.
Listen, parents are good at hiding things. We have to.
That is fair.
Ask your sister, she'll tell you.
Yeah, no, I know how my sister has to go behind her 4-year-old's back to get rid of, like, toys or clean out, like, old candy or something out of the pantry. She's got to hide it and make me stuff it in my car and drive away with it and get rid of it behind her back.
Yep. I have to do that to a 15-year-old. What are you talking about?
15-year-old catches on a little quicker.
Not really. Not really. People do not care. Okay. That's fine.
Thank you for boosting our live, though, because I don't know if you know this, but your negativity still boosts and helps us out, so appreciate you. Anyway.
Yep. Okay, so let's go to one of our questions that we've had here, because like my computer's like gone to sleep now. All right, so we got a couple in. We got like 10 of them in from our last one.
Ooh.
So this one I think would be the easiest one to start with. All right, so it is reading habits. Are you one book at a time or a multi-book reader?
Multi-book reader.
Why a multi-book reader?
I want to say it's my ADHD, and maybe I'm a bit of a mood reader where I'll start one thing, and if it takes me too long to get through it, like if I don't get through it in one serving, I'll pack it up for later, and then the next time I go to read, I'm like, kind of want to go over to this. I literally have probably 7 books right now that I'm reading, and my mom is like, how do you do that? How do you have 7 different stories that you're in the middle of? How do you keep track of everything? And I'm like, I'm assuming it's my ADHD brain.
It comes flooding back to us.
Yeah, like as soon as I open the book and skip back into it, I instantly remember I remember what I've read and what I'm into.
Yep.
And I get not everybody's like that. And I am so sorry that you can't multitask 7 books at once. I get it. Not everyone's like that. Not everybody's brain works that way.
Bailey, though, on freaking TikTok, Bailey is a champ when it comes to reading. Like, she gets in there and she'll come out of the gate having, like, 12 current reads at a time. And then it's like, huh? Hold on. Like, Bailey is really good with that. I don't know how she does it. The most I've ever had, I think, was 10, but that was also because I started reading something and then I turned around and I just kind of dropped out of the mood for that and just kind of kept on reading. What?
This dude that keeps commenting and boosting our live.
Oh, he's not even there. He left.
Oh, he left?
Yeah.
Aww. Guess he wasn't bored enough to keep making fun of us. You know you made it when you get haters.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute. It's so cute.
Anyway, yeah, I'm assuming some people are probably just scrolling through because it's a weekend night.
Yeah.
And they're bored and they don't have lives or anything better to do. And some people are actually just chilling.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. I did, Julia wanted to know if we were going to do like one of those ones where we just kind of sit and read.
We could do that.
We could, yeah.
Is that something y'all are interested in?
I don't know. There are a lot of podcasts out there. People are doing like readathons, where people come into it instead of, and they, you know, like it's
sit there and read
a book club thing.
Like a reading group.
Yeah, like a book club reading group.
Okay.
Yeah. So we could totally start in doing something like that.
Yeah,
and everything. If we have enough interest where we can do that.
Yeah,
we can
people are interested in that. We can totally do that.
Yeah, we can pick a book for the month and like go in and be like, hey, this is our weekly check-in, and see what's going on. I think that actually would be pretty interesting to kind of get that going in.
Yeah, we can totally do that. It really depends on what our audience is interested in. The feedback that you guys give us, let us know, like, maybe what direction are you interested in us taking? Because we are totally up for suggestions. We want to know,
Yeah,
like,
like
what's going on
what's
in the book
people
community.
reading? Right. What are people reading? I mean, we all know that people are reading Onyx Storm, but there's so
That's a
many
big
other
one.
books out there that people are reading as well that are underrated,
Yeah.
that they don't get as much appreciation, they don't get much shown out for. You know, so hey, we always are up for adding more stuff to our TBR. So yeah, maybe we'll have to look into that and see what we can do, because I think that would be
Yeah.
pretty good. I know there's a couple of book clubs around us. Like, there's actually a girl that I've known from, like, back in high school. She has her own book club, but she has like 17 people in their book club, and they go out once a month for like lunch and everything, and it's like this whole big thing that she does. So I mean, I know people
Okay.
still definitely do,
Yeah.
book clubs.
Yeah, I
So
can
it's
totally see
definitely
that. I can see the appeal behind it too, especially because, like, there's a thing called body doubling. Have you heard of it?
no.
I don't know if I don't think it's explicitly ADHD, but it's common with ADHD where sometimes you just need someone to be present with you for you to be able to focus and do something. So sometimes it's you need someone to just be there and be present with you in the same room as you so that you can focus on studying or focus on a specific cleaning task, or maybe you just want someone near you while you relax and chill. Body
No, I
doubling.
don't have that.
So I can see that with, like, a book club kind of
Yeah.
vibe where people just want someone to be sitting there calmly reading with them.
Yeah. So we should do that. We should see if we could get our own digital book club up and everything. We can post that as well, going on that. And we've got to get those reviews up too that we've been starting to do now that, I'm not, keeled over dying, so the flu, yay.
I was like
Hopefully
half dying.
everybody is feeling well tonight, and nobody has the flu, nobody has anything that's out there, because it is rough. So yeah, hopefully you're enjoying your Friday night and you're not feeling bad.
Hopefully everyone's
because that's
doing
never
okay. A lot. The sickness has been going around a lot for people.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the cold and the changing weather.
It is. It is.
It's been icy, it's been cold, it's been windy, unless you're in Florida.
No, even Florida.
Really?
Yeah, Florida got snow the other week. Like, it's super cold there.
Woo!
And in Texas, and they were, like, all of southern states, they got it.
I hope y'all are having fun with that.
No, they don't know what to do. My sister-in-law just went through there. My sister-in-law just went through there because she went on to the cruise for the Caribbean. And she was out of the Caribbean for 17 days. And when she said she came back, she was so cold in Florida that it was warmer when she got back to Pennsylvania than it was in Florida.
Oh no! Oh no!
How does that happen?
I think every story I've read with this similar concept usually leads to, like, the end of the world or something. I don't think that's a good sign.
Well, the last time that Texas had, like, major snow, it cut out their power grid. You remember that?
Oh yeah, Texas don't know what to do.
Yeah, no.
With that
when
weather.
I lived in Texas, like, literally, if there was even a chance of hail, it was automatic. Like, they shut down the roads. Like, they do not play with the snow.
Number one rule with bad weather: if you don't feel safe or you're nervous, don't chance it. Don't chance it, y'all. Be safe.
Be safe. Yes.
Because we already know people getting into
and before the snow hits tomorrow, I actually have to. Oh,
there's more snow.
Yes. Oh, did you not know that? We're supposed to be getting snow tomorrow.
I don't think I'm coming
not
back
sure.
over tomorrow.
I didn't know you were supposed to be coming back over tomorrow.
I was thinking about it because everyone kept asking if I was coming back tomorrow, and I thought I can probably help and clean and help the kids organize their rooms, and by that I mean
I don't,
because Julia doesn't like do stuff. But
yeah, I don't know how much snow we're supposed to get.
Why is that?
That's because we have to complete our little
Oh.
verification, get the little puzzle PC
You
in
just
there.
did a puzzle.
and
Good job.
These are voters. What are voters?
These are voters.
What does that mean?
Uh,
I'm old. Can you tell me what that means?
okay,
I'm not even
not what the
kidding.
term voters means. But what do you
What-
mean?
what do you
like
mean
in
by
the
that
sense of that?
Phrase. Yeah,
Because of the whole live thing going
are
on. I'm not
voters?
sure.
Is it something we said or?
Who knows? But yeah, so we are supposed to be getting snow tomorrow, so I actually have to take one of my copies of this over to my cousin, because she's gonna read it, because I just finished this one. I have to do 2 and 3. So this is your soul to take. And why is there a bunch of crashing noise going on?
I heard a cat a few times at your door.
I'm not sure if it is
Human citizens vote for presidents.
I'm not sure what
These are it's the couch. Do you mean what we're sitting on? We're sitting on a bed. Human citizens vote for presidents. I'm glad you said human citizens, because I would have been scared if you said some other type of citizen. Vote for presidents. I actually am not a voter.
We are not getting into the topic of politics, though.
Yeah.
We don't do topics
I'm not
of politics.
Quite sure why that came up.
Not sure, but
Not sure.
yeah.
Not sure how that's relevant to the book community.
Yeah. But so after the baby gets her hair done, I actually have to run the non-special edition over to my cousin for her to read it, because I told her about it. And I actually have to start reading book 2 of this one. So because this is one of the series that I'm also in the middle of and have yet to finish about it. So there is that. Did I tell you I read a new indie author this week?
Yes.
Yes. So that is actually a good one.
You didn't tell me much about it, though.
Well, you really wouldn't want to read it. So there is that. But let me pull it up here. This fits. Her first name is Brittany. I don't remember her last name, so I'm
Brittany Murphy?
No.
Brittany Snow?
No.
Looking at all the little pop-ups.
Yeah. Just pull it up here. No. No. No.
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
Don't know why that popped into my head.
'Cause you're deranged?
Yeah.
While we wait for that, I would like to share with the book community a very underrated book called All My Friends Are Dead.
Do y'all like Icebreakers? I actually did not read Icebreakers. She would not be interested in Icebreakers.
Oh, is that
spicy?
Yes. Yes, it is.
That's the one you want to talk to.
I'm not into the sports ones too much.
Oh, is that one of those ice hockey ones?
It is. Yeah.
I have heard about that genre.
Yeah, but is it good though? Like overall, is it good? Because I don't have any idea what it's
yeah, like
really
if you're not really into sports or ice hockey, is it a really good story? Is it a good storyline? Give us a little more detail, a little more feedback if you don't mind. Would really enjoy hearing a little bit more about that. Jax has a lot more of the spicy romance fantasy books than I do. Which the one thing I'm sad about the fact that I don't like those types of books more is they tend to be a lot of the pretty books.
Yes.
Are the spicy
so,
ones.
Like,
so every time I
like
go
this
into a
one.
store and I see
This
these
one
really
here.
pretty covers with the pretty sprayed edges,
and the foiling.
more often than not, they're the type of book that I don't want to read, and it makes me sad because I don't have book money to spend on books just because they're pretty. So I have to say no to pretty books.
Yes. Yes.
When?
But yeah, no, we are looking into finding some that are not in that spicy genre for you to see if we can get a hold of any of the books that you are into that are special edition, because there are some out there. You just have to find them.
Yes.
So, but no, so it is Misunderstood. is book 1, and it is by Brittany
Misfits Trilogy.
Brinkley.
Brinkley,
Sorry.
L.A. Scott.
So it's 2 authors.
Okay.
They're both indie authors. I actually found her on TikTok due to just kind of doom scrolling, but misunderstood. Here, I will actually turn the camera here. There we go.
It's actually so interesting.
You wouldn't read it. I can tell you right now that you would not read it. So Brittany, if you see this, I'm actually going to tag her in a post because I'm actually going to do a review with her book about it because one, she's an indie author, so we love giving love to our indie authors. And it is a dark romance. It is a why choose. It is a nerd gets the girl, and that's what drew me in. Is you don't see that much. You don't see where somebody is like, geeking out over, oh my god, Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and Star Wars, and they get the hot little princess girl. Like,
the nerd did get the girl.
Yes, and it did. Actually, I was reading the book, and I was explaining that to Brian about how it did remind me a lot, is because, granted, I wasn't that popular teen girl, but however, I ended up with a dorky jock nerd.
He dated higher than his league.
I don't know. I don't think I can agree with that one. Like,
I think Brian and I would agree with that.
Well,
so,
I can disagree.
2-1, we win. I can see, that's really cute. That's a really cute concept.
It is. It's really cute, and so I mean, it is in high school and everything, and there are some scenes. But overall, you have like these group of nerds that take in the discarded princess, basically, after she's been cast off by the ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, so for those of you who couldn't see it, this is Misunderstood, Book 1 of the Misfits Trilogy by, it says Britton Brinkley and L.A. Scott. In Gemini High, Charlotte
Buchanan.
Buchanan,
Yeah.
once reigned as the unchallenged popular queen.
Yes.
Senior year was meant to be her triumph finale, a blaze of glory before stepping into the world beyond. However, when her world crumbles at the hands of a heartless ex-boyfriend, Charlotte finds herself stripped of her throne and thrust into the shadows. Now an outcast, she navigates her senior year with the bitter taste of betrayal. Friendless and broken, Charlotte discovers an unexpected alliance with 3 classmates who never succumbed to her rule. The last thing she expected was for the 3 of them to land in her bed.
Yes, so it is a why choose. So it is, they say that it's a dark romance, but it's not really so much a dark romance due to the fact of how the characters are. It's actually more to how her past is.
Okay. I was going to say maybe it develops more as it goes. How far into it are you?
I have finished all of book 1.
Okay. So it's a trilogy, so there's 2 more books. So maybe book 2 or book 3 gets a little more dark.
Well, no, I mean, it is dark, but not... Okay, so normally when you have, like, a dark romance, like this one here, one of the characters are dark themselves.
Okay.
This one is not that. It's not so much that the characters are dark. It's actually her past that is dark, that she is suffering with and she's dealing with. So in Misunderstood, this Why Choose romance, it is classified as a dark romance, but it's not in the same thing, not in the same level as what you would consider Her Soul to Take. Where Her Soul to Take, it is, if anybody has read this, it's got some scenes in it. It's like up there. This is on a much lower level of that.
How would you rate this spicy wise out of like 5 being the most spicy?
Probably about a 1.5.
Really? That low?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you like a little bit of spice, but not too spicy.
Right. Now, she does say that it does get a little more as the series goes on, but it does have a good storyline to go along with it. And, how she stands up for herself and, like, grows to love who her new confidence is after the ex-boyfriend is actually quite hilarious because he's an arrogant jock and, doesn't want anything, to be like, oh, well, he's the jock, nothing happens to him kind of thing. So when, she steps toe to toe to him, And he's like, oh, some little girl, and, she embarrasses the crap out of him. I think it's funny as crap. Like,
So
that's
far
just
from what you've read, book 1, would you say there's good character development in the story?
There is. So you have one character. His name is Logan. So without giving too much detail, he is the very closed off type. So even though he is considered a loner and a nerd, he's very closed off. He does not allow many people to see who he is. So watching him go from that grumpy cat guy where, he just has that grumpy demeanor and doesn't don't touch me. After a while, it's more or less, you touch my friends, I'll break your face.
And that is a very popular choice.
Yes. And it's not even so much with her. Right. And it's not even dealing with her, because you have a lot of it where it's like, oh, well, I have to protect her, I have to be with her. No. It is also, you touch my friends, I'm going to break your face.
Fair.
And you need that
I feel
sometimes.
That is fair.
So yes, so that is one of the indie authors that I have read this month.
Interesting.
And actually, the really awesome thing about these two authors is they are actually promoting this due to Black History Month.
That's so cool.
Yep. So that's how
that.
I found them. I was coming across my feed, and they're like, hey, you looking to read an indie author for Black History Month? Why not read mine? It's here on KU. And, she went and she was telling me about it. And sure enough, I went and I bought the book.
That's awesome.
Yep. So that was my indie author for the week.
Aww. I had another question to ask you about the story, and I forget what I was going to ask you. Unjog my brain.
Unjog your brain. I can't unjog your brain. I don't know how to do that. You want me to knock on it? Will that help?
Somebody help me think.
Somebody remember for me.
Listen, if it doesn't come back, then it wasn't too important.
Oh, I remember what I was going to ask you about the series, about the book that you read so far. I wanted to ask, I don't read a lot of spicy or romance types of books like you do. It sounds like a pretty original story idea.
It's not the first I've heard along those lines.
So it's not it's not super cliched. Is it predictable?
Not predictable.
Okay.
I mean, some parts of it is predictable. I was not expecting the ending the way that it went, how it ended on the cliffhanger. I was expecting a cliffhanger, but not how that cliffhanger was.
At least this is a completed trilogy, though. So
I don't have to worry about
2 years waiting for the next book.
Listen, we're not disgusting. We're calling a Bruno. We're calling a Bruno. But yeah, no, so that is definitely there. I mean, I've read a couple. So, Rosalie, actually, is another indie author that I have read. She has several books where they're actually based in high school, where it is another why choose. They are on the darker side. They are very, I run the school, my family runs the world kind of thing. They become obsessed with this girl, she becomes obsessed with them, and it's a whole thing.
Okay.
So there is that. So it's not the first time that I've read something along those lines, and you will see quite a lot of them.
Okay.
I do try to stick mostly up in, if I'm reading a spicy book, I try to keep it where they're at least above adult age. I have a hard time with it when it comes down to the main characters that we are getting descriptions on is under the age. Yeah.
Is that a common occurrence?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, no.
Rosalie, when I actually started reading her books, her one book that I did read, it actually was classified that they were in high school. However,
which high school I can kind of get, because
yeah, they're 17 and 18. They are legal to be doing those kind of things. A
lot of stuff happens in high school.
Yes, but
I understand it's very normal occurrence.
Right, but how I see it is, I'm sorry, if you have kids that are going around and they are fighting and they are, helping to run the school because their parents run the underworld kind of thing. But at the same time, their proclivities are on the higher end scale on something. I'm sorry, but I find that hard with a 16, 17-year-old in the mix of that. Yeah, so there is that. She has a couple of books that were like that, but she actually had them redone. She did have them redone. She did have it all classified that they were all in college because it did not clarify to begin with, and it got flagged on Amazon.
Okay.
So then she had to retake them down. She had to then bring them back up with the clarification that they were all of adulthood age for the scenes that were inside the book. And that was by Rosalie. She is a fantastic author. I love her. I've read a couple of her books. She does Kissed by Shadows. She's done Tarnished Embers. I love Rosalie. I don't know if anybody has read any of Rosalie's books, but she is a phenomenal author if you ever get around to reading those.
What spice rating does she typically
write? Rosalie would be up there.
Higher spice rating?
You would never go near it.
Okay, so
not Fourth Wing version, no.
No, but a lot of people in the book community
yeah, Rosalie.
So I'm asking for those who would be interested.
Rosalie's books are usually between 4 and 5. Okay. Definitely in the spice range on that one. Because they do get some pretty graphic scenes. Especially the one where they are up in the Colorado mountains, and I'm not exactly. I gotta remember which book that is because I've read so many of them by her.
I could see her books being very popular. With
they are popular. And if anybody has a shoe obsession, Rosalie also has a shoe obsession. She actually talks about it quite a lot in her newsletters, and it does portray out in her book. She will actually accurately describe new releases for shoes that her characters actually wear. So she takes a part of herself and she includes it into her character, and she builds on that simply by creating that little speck of herself into her characters.
That is so cute. I love those details.
Yeah, and there's some funky shoes too. Like she has a lot of high heels and they're like tricked out and they're funky and like different colors, and like it's trippy to read about how she describes these shoes because of it. It's definitely interesting. I'm not a shoe person, but this character, she was like, oh, I have to have every shoe, and oh my gosh, don't you ruin my shoes, because if she ruined her shoes, she was starting to hurt you.
Which I think makes the character, that's a very fun, like, character aspect. Because when you're reading, like, I haven't come across in my books very many characters that have like a strong personality trait like that the author gets super descriptive frequently about. Sounds
I've seen that a lot with indie authors. They do that quite a lot. They take a little part of themselves and they implement it into the storyline so that way they have something that they can relate into it. And Rosalie was one of the first ones that I did start realizing that, because when I started reading her newsletters about that was coming out in her new books, like she had quite a lot. She was like, oh, I just got a new release date for my next collection of shoes to come out, and so that's kind of what she did, and she just like tells us really about cute. It.
I like that. I think that really helps the story and the characters in like the writing to grow too.
Yeah.
And I think when you have that level of like personal bonding to your own book.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep. So Rosalie, she's a very good author. A lot of her books are on Amazon. They are actually, she's not even based in America. She's actually in England.
Oh.
She is over in the UK.
I was going to say, so there's no chance of us finding her books in a store, like anywhere near us?
No, there's maybe, I don't know, maybe in the bigger bookstores. I'm not sure what her deals are coming out with, because she said she was coming out with
So she's
new
kinda,
deals and stuff like that
she's making
are
it,
getting
she's
out
getting
there.
out there.
Yeah,
Nice.
she's going more. She has had a couple that were traditionally published, so I'm not sure if they are out in stores or not, or if they are just mostly on Amazon. But she is out there. Yeah. So, but you'll be reading it and you'll like get a little nuances of something that is from over in the UK, and it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty interesting. So there's actually one time where I was reading it, I was like, oh yeah, and the fourth night, and I'm like, what the heck is fourth night? And I like it wasn't clicking, and I actually started talking to my friend over in Australia, and she ended up telling me that fourth night meant 2 weeks from now.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
See?
so cool to learn those new types of like terminology that
Yep.
we're not used to, because it's like a different country, different culture, or something like different, just like modern slang or something that they have.
Yep, and you'll see all those little nuances with Rosalie because she just has, she's just got them in there, and she doesn't seem to care that they're in there, and that's just what makes her books pretty good.
I think that makes them more personable.
It does.
That makes them more unique.
Yep.
And I like that. When it has more personal, individual character.
Yeah.
It really helps an author's books to stand out.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of
and be refreshing.
Yeah, and a lot of Rosalie's books, they are mostly all Waichu's dark romance. So if you are interested in those, you need some more books to read. A lot of her books, there's not just one. There are about 4 in each one of her books. So I am waiting for the next one in the Kissed by Shadows series. I read the first one. I'm waiting for the second one for me to get my hands on it because I need them by her. So yes.
I'm like that with the Graceling series by Kristen Kishore.
Yes, they're doing another one, right?
You told me that there was supposed to be another one, and I looked it up, and I can't really find anything about it.
We'll have to do some digging.
So I don't know. The only ounce of information that I could find about another book in the Graceling series to come is supposedly Rising Shadow, one word. And there's no, like, estimated release date, there's no image, there's no nothing about it. Nothing. So I don't even know if there actually is another book coming out of the Graceling series.
Just possible.
I don't know if it's just so underdeveloped that there's nothing yet to really say about it or officially release about it coming out.
Maybe.
But I need it. I needs.
Did the last one end on a cliffhanger? Or did it seem like final? Because you've read all those through, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have not.
And I love them.
I don't think I've gotten past Bitter Blue.
You hurt my soul.
I know.
I know you're busy. I know you're busy. But you hurt my soul.
Yeah, I've not gotten past it.
I think, in my opinion, the end of each individual book ends at a pretty decent spot.
Okay.
They're not like tear your soul in half and stomp on your heart endings like Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
So.
But we kind of do that to ourselves.
It's possible there isn't another book in the Graceling series, but I really hope there is.
Maybe there was supposed to be prophesized to have another one, but then there was not enough backing to do it. That is a possibility.
Since 90% of my library is manga, I do like other books, but I don't get into them as easily. Graceling is one of the few series that every single book had me obsessed with it, and I couldn't put it down long enough to get through my workday. Every single book. I was so hooked on the Graceling series. So
I actually was not that hooked.
And that's good. I know we have very different tastes in our books.
Yeah.
As Graceling is one of those series that just really hit it for me.
Yeah, you gotta find one that's riveting, yeah.
I really need the next one. Give me more!
Yeah, you've gotta find the ones that do, like, draw you in. Because if you're gonna read something and you're gonna take your time to read it, you're gonna want something that you enjoy.
So I hope more people learn about the Grayson series. I hope more people give it a try. I don't know how popular this series has been overall.
I think it is very underrated.
Okay.
It is very
'Cause I'm
underrated
not
for the
huge
Graceling.
on social media, but I feel like I haven't come across it on the book community. I think it's very underrated.
I've actually seen one or two.
Have you?
Yeah. Yep, I've actually seen one or two.
Kristen
Not
Cashore
recently,
deserves
but
it.
yeah.
She deserves it.
Well,
I want her books
Kristen
to
Cass,
do better.
The House of Night books. If anybody is a House of Night girly or a bookie or anything, or whatever you want to call yourself, House of Night, Kristen Cass has actually started writing again.
Oh.
So she has
and she
some
has
new
a lot
books
of
coming out. She does. Because she's got
she's been pretty popular.
Yeah, they've got the
And
House of Night series.
She does have a good writing style. Like I think she has a very good writing style.
Yes.
I've only read a little bit of hers.
Yeah, those can get some spicy too.
Which is probably
very
why I
lower
fell off
level. They are very lower level spicy on that. But the House of Night series, Kristen Cass and PC Cass, they have several works done. PC Cass went one way, Kristen Cass went another way, with their writing styles. Because then you even have where the House of Night, where they were joined in, and then you actually have where Kristen Cass went to witches.
Okay.
But now she's going to a whole other version of it as well. So she's going to start producing out some more books here soon.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Kristen Cass, she's pretty good. We love her. I love her.
I think it's fun, and it's really interesting to see when an author writes like so many different books or different types of series, when they can cover, like, say a theme is supernatural, they cover supernatural romance or something, but they do different types of supernatural romance. So like one thing will be witches, another thing will be werewolves, maybe another thing is vampires. I like that they have like a theme going on, but they also explore different like varieties within that theme.
They don't beat the topic to death.
Yeah.
Because that can happen. You can have where all of the topics are the same. And I've actually seen a lot of like dark romances where they are all the same. It's like the millionaire that gets the girl and saves the girl, and it's just like,
and some people like that. They're so into them that they just eat it all up every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. If someone's going to write them, somebody should read them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I also feel like there are those people who get tired of the repetitiveness.
Yes.
Of like the cliche concept.
Yes.
And want like a change of perspective.
Yes.
Something a little more refreshing or different. Change of pace.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Because it does make it, crazy when you have a lot of the same books that are just kind of going along with it. But then even still with the whole adult version of it, the spicy books, even if you don't have the typical dark romance, you actually even have some of them that were written for taboo. Like the taboo subject matters.
Oh.
Yeah. Penelope Douglas is a very big author in BookTok community. If anybody knows Penelope Douglas, she does not shy away from those heavy topics. She will get in there in the nitty gritty and just be like, oh yeah, here we go, because you don't see them a lot.
Which I think is great to have, because I am a firm believer that everything deserves to be written at some point.
Yeah, but see where the controversy with hers comes in. Right. And that's exactly what it is.
Are you ready for this?
Right. Because with Penelope Douglas, you actually have one book where it is an uncle and his sons and his niece.
Ah. So a very touchy subject matter.
But at the same time, they might be physically related, but they're not blood related.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
So if that makes you feel any kind of better, but it is still a taboo subject.
That is fair. That 90% of my library is manga, and manga is typically from Japan's culture. Traditionally, I believe, my understanding, I could be wrong, is that it was okay. I'm not sure if it still is. Okay. I don't know if it still is okay. This might just be a common misconstrued belief from manga and anime, because it's not like I've been to Japan and I don't actually know their culture and stuff, so I don't want to like claim anything, but from what I've seen is it's a common concept from Japan traditionally that it was okay to marry a cousin as long as it wasn't any closer in family than that. I assume for like inbreeding purposes, to not cause any genetic problems in new generations. Or I'm not sure what their social standard is with age gaps in dating and romance. I have this one manga series. I think it's a great series. It's an adorable series called Hana X Takane. But it's a little bit of a touchy subject matter depending on your social standards, the culture you come from, because there is a big age gap in the two main characters who are dating. I believe the girl main character is, I want to say middle school or like early high school age, and the main character guy that she ends up being engaged to is like a young businessman. So there's that age gap, and like in America, that's a very iffy, touchy kind of romance concept, but it might be more acceptable for other people. I thought the story was great. It's very YA. There's nothing explicit in it. It's very, it's like a comical romance. And honestly, he had the same maturity level as a middle schooler, so it worked really well between the two of them. I understand how that series would be touchy for some people when you think about it, or when you point that aspect out of the age gap between the two dating. But when you actually read the series, the author did a really good job in the characters' personalities and how they worked well together versus how they were constantly like fighting because they were both like that same mental age of middle schoolers, even though the main character guy was like a young businessman. So there's definitely those stories that cover romance with touchy concepts in social standards depending on where you're coming from. Time is it? Oh, it's almost midnight. Dang. Yeah. I don't know if anyone is here from any of the previous weeks that we did live podcast videos the last couple of weeks. If anyone is here that saw any of our previous weeks' episodes, sorry about the jumbling schedule. We haven't really been able to do a consistent time. We've tried to stay consistently on Friday nights. We haven't been able to pick a consistent time to do these podcasts simply because she has children that don't want to go to bed. It is pretty late depending on y'all's sleep schedules. Although at least it's the weekend if y'all have off. Some people don't have the weekends off. How's everyone doing tonight? What y'all reading?
What are we reading, book community?
Actually, while we wait on Jax, because she needed a minute. I want to share All My Friends Are Dead with y'all, because this has definitely been an underrated book, and I think it's hilarious. So,
All My Friends Are Dead
by Avery Monsen and Jory John. And I'll share the pictures with y'all because...
Oh, we had our reading portion for the evening.
Yeah! All my friends are dead.
Look, I'm mentally ill.
All my friends are dead.
That's a dodo bird.
Yeah. Most of my friends are dead.
That's rude.
Hold on.
I think that page is rude.
What? Oh. He just got a phone call.
Now all my friends are dead.
All my friends are end tables.
Oh my god. What the hell book is
We need more bookshelves. I was never friends with that guy.
Look at his overbite.
Oh my gosh, what is it?
Dang it!
Where did you find this book?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
Okay.
I think I heard about it
Okay.
on TikTok, maybe. And I immediately found it on Amazon and I had to buy it because this is great. This is funny. I live for this stuff. I'm mentally unwell. All my friends are hoaxes. I sort of resent that. That, and I like featuring books. Like, if it's a short enough book that I can feature it at least to some degree, especially with pictures. I'm the kind of person who likes to know what a book looks like on the inside.
Yeah.
Or at least the general look of what it looks like on the inside. Because I want to know, when you can't find it in a store, is it worth buying online? Is it something I want to own? So
Valid.
I like to see the inside of a book.
But still, this is a very weird book.
All my friends are undead. It's a little happy. I feel undead too. All my friends are bread.
It only makes sense because it rhymes. I have 3,284 friends. I've just never met any of them face to face.
That's valid in our world nowadays, though.
That really is. All my friends are Phil. Thanks, Doug. The only ship we need is a friendship. Huh, Phil? Because they're stranded on the island.
Well, that brings up the desert island question that we got.
Oh, yeah. That's actually hilarious. Like, he just...
Yeah, he's dead with that, yeah. Let's go right ahead.
Friendship. It just keeps going on. All my friends are obsolete. If you know, you know. Probably if you were born before 2000. Some of y'all impress me. My only friend has recently gone missing. Saki. Hey there, little fella. Will you be my friend? I'd rather not. Carlos told me you got mono, said the squirrel to the tree.
How does the tree get mono?
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno?
This is my worst day. All my friends expired on Tuesday.
Well, at least they're going by expiration dates.
I expired on Monday.
Oh, wow. Did the train get you too?
To a different degree, yes. All my friends have scurvy. Yarn.
Not enough orange juice.
All my friends are terrifying.
Clowns are weird.
I am personally not a fan of clowns. They do freak me out a little bit. I've already made 2 children cry today.
Again, see? Because they're weird.
That would be me. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I made kids cry.
Yeah.
All my friends are so last season. All my friends are dummies. I hope you all feel uncomfortable.
Oh, that reminds me of that movie Dead Silence. Like, I don't like puppets. Anybody seen the movie Dead Silence? Because that's exactly what that reminds me of. Puppets come to life. It's a very creepy. I won't watch it.
Oh.
I watched it like 1 or 2 times, and Brian loves it. No. Anybody watch that movie?
I don't
Dead
think I would be
Silence?
comfortable with that either.
Yeah, no.
The only thing I related this to was Jeff Dunham because he was my dad's favorite.
No, see, I was
Comedian.
originally going to go there, but that version it kind of also looks like Slappy from
right.
from Goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's kind of what that looks like.
Staring at each other into their soul.
Yeah, no, that's Slappy stealing his soul. What are you talking about there? No, that just made it worse. Oh my, why?
All my friends are puddles.
That's global warming.
Not today.
No, not with it being cold as crap out.
All my friends are Kentucky Fried.
Yeah, the good kind.
Agreed. Chicken nugget. All your friends are delicious.
Yeah, exactly. See, all the good ones.
This book is so underrated. Y'all buy it right now. Please stop buying my friends if you were just going to slowly kill them.
I can't keep plants alive. I'm sorry.
I was going to blame my mom, but you spoke up first.
Well, there's that too. I can't.
All my friends are followers. Bah.
We have followers?
No.
Nobody
Nobody likes us that much yet.
No.
Look, there's another little sheep. It's so cute. Where are we going? This actually feels relatable right now. This
I don't
feels
know.
like a regular
I don't-
occurrence in your household.
I don't know. What is it?
They're all followers.
Yeah. Yeah, no. What are we doing? What are we doing? Where are we going? Where are we going? Yeah.
None of my friends will speak to me.
That's because we don't have friends.
This one's mine.
Oh!
Fun fact about flies, if you didn't know this. All my friends will be dead within 24 hours.
It's actually a misconception.
Really?
It's fruit flies. That's it.
Dang it! There's a fly in my library shed, and I've been watching it.
Yeah, no.
This job makes me feel so alive.
I wonder, okay, if you could actually talk to a Grim Reaper, like, what would they actually say about their job? They never get a day off.
Probably that they don't get paid enough.
Yeah, that too.
Do you think they're tired?
Probably.
Do you think there's like a spicy romance on the Grim Reaper?
Probably.
Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up. That's actually
Howdy.
interesting. He came back for him because all his friends were dead.
All of his friends are gone.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel alone. Some days are long and hard. But when I look out into the world, I am struck by the impossible beauty of it all. Those billions of magnificent English be hard sometimes. Those
Accidents.
billions of magnificent accidents that led us to where we are today, that led us to paper planes and nautilus shells and the tiny crooked smiles of children. When I think about all the small perfections of the world, I have faith that my time will come. I have faith that someday a warm light will flood over me and I will find peace, said the tree,
It says
with
the tree.
mono
Yeah.
and no friends.
Yeah, and then here comes the lumberjack. That makes perfect sense.
I'm still not your friend. Can't catch a break.
That's it.
I thought there was another page! Is that the end? Oh, wait, there is one more. Dang it. All my
You're so
friends
weird.
are dead.
You're so weird.
La 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 la.
I can't with you.
Look, if I have to be here and I have to deal with myself, you got to too. I need somebody to suffer with me. Sorry, Ami. I'm sorry, baby. I scared you with that book.
So, going back to the one question, what was the 3 books that if you were stranded on a deserted island, what 3 books would you take with you?
That's really hard for me.
I understand
That's
that.
really hard.
I understand that.
Can it be series?
No. It says 3 books. That was our question. 3 books. I know.
Who in the book community can actually answer that question?
Do it. I don't know. I think it would have to be like your most favorite rereads or your comfort read, because you'd have to have your comfort read with you. But then at the same time, eventually your comfort read's going to get tiring because you're just going to have that just to read, and you're going to want to read something new.
If I picked the Graceling series, that's more than 3 books right there.
Yeah, exactly.
And how do I pick just one book out of the Graceling series? They all tie together so well. I can't just pick one, but I love the Graceling series so much. But if I pick a manga, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Like, Natsume's Book of Friends is my absolute #1 manga series if I had to pick only one, and that is 30 volumes in and ongoing.
And you read them and you
I
turn around
love
like
them
in 30
so
minutes.
much.
Like you finish this in 30 minutes.
My precious.
I would probably find like the biggest books to take.
That's fair. I don't know. I really like Natsume's Book of Friends so much that I could probably just stare at all the pictures for all of eternity and just hold them close to my heart. Like a most precious photo album.
No, I still think that you would end up having it where you would just be bored of it after a while. Like, it would be over, like, listening to the same song on repeat for 15 days.
I would like to point out that I am very good at maladaptive daydreaming. And what I do is when there is something I really enjoy reading or watching, I twist it in my head and make more content than there actually is.
It's a little scary.
Yes, I am scared of my own brain. Please help.
I can't help because you see, my brain is just as messed up. Like, the dreams that I had. So last night I had a dream that twisted between either Brian cheating on me or a tiger killing children. And it jumped back and forth. And I mean,
Wasn't
vividly
your kids,
watching.
right?
No, it was just 3
It's probably
little
okay.
kids that were just there by the tiger, covered in, yep, yep, just unalived.
Not that it matters, but did we like these children?
I don't know. I didn't even know who these children were.
Well, then maybe it wasn't that bad.
But no, I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying, like, I didn't watch anything about tigers. Why did I have a dream about tigers? I can't make sense of that.
You don't even need to take books with you to the desert. You just dream about crazy stuff.
Yeah, no, my dreams are terrifying within themselves.
Your dreams are weird.
I know.
Your dreams just keep going.
I know.
Mine have dramatically slowed and calmed down
Yeah, no.
over the years.
And don't even get me started on the zombie things,
Mm,
because
mm-mm.
that'll last for days in my head.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But anything I watch or read plays out in my mind. Every time. Yep.
My brain is very delusional in
Mhm.
itself. So if I was completely all by myself with just 3 books, it would suck. It would really suck, but I could make it work because I'm already a little crazy,
We know.
for those of you who don't know. And I could make it work in my head.
I don't know.
I can
I
make it
still
work.
think that I would either take something that would be extremely useful to me, or something that is so large that it might take me.
What is the biggest book? What's the longest book?
So I know Stephen King's It is over 1,000 pages.
Oh, no, that's just a text.
I
trying to read
know.
your text.
I know that
Oh, yeah, Stephen
Priority
King's books are pretty
Tree.
big.
No, that's the biggest
The biggest?
for Stephen King. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Priority Tree is a very chunky book.
Bigger than, like, Harry Potter?
I don't know.
Are Harry Potter books bigger? Because they're chunky.
The longest Harry Potter book is like 700 pages. That's actually book 5.
There are 2 books that I have by Brandon Sanderson. One of them is The Way of Kings. And it's a big boy. It's a big boy.
They're like tomes.
I'm going to have to, when I go home and go into my library shed, because I am poor and that's all I have is a library shed. I'm going to have to check out the books that I have and see how many pages they are. Because they're chunky. They might be some of the biggest books. They might even beat Harry Potter.
Well, like I said, Harry Potter, the biggest one, is like a little over 700 pages, and that's book 5.
Okay.
But I know for a fact that Stephen King's It is over 1,000 pages.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not read the book, but I've seen the movie. And I can't imagine, probably both of them, I can't imagine how much...
Because there's the original 2. Then you have the new 2. Because you have It with that the regular white face and everything, and then you have the new updated version with the kids and everything. Yep.
You have me questioning everything I know.
Yeah.
And in the
first version of It, there's also spiders.
Ugh.
Yeah, they come out of the bathtub.
Ah!
So no, you have not seen them.
Ah! Ah!
You've seen the one where he's got like the red on his face, right?
Probably.
Yeah, this one.
They're...
We're discussing It now at this point, because now that's where we have gone to.
Yeah, like if you can only have 3 books in the desert with you, I assume stranded for life. How long is that going to be? No one knows. Jax's strategy is to find the biggest 3 books to last you the longest. I think with my mental unwellness and my self-delusion that I could suffice off of 3 volumes of Natsume's Book of Friends, but it's really hard to only pick 3 books because there's so many different series that are my favorite. It's hard to pick like 1 or 3 books.
Yeah. So this is the original. This is the original It.
Ugly.
This is movie 2.
Why is his head shaped like a bowling pin?
Because that's just how clowns look.
Okay.
And then you have the new It that has the red coming up the face.
I'm not a fan of clowns.
They are 2 very separate. Like, see, this is the original. This is an original.
What is that?
That leads into the Barrens, where
Is
like
it like
you're
a
in-
bridge?
No, it's sewer. It's sewer access.
Oh!
Yeah.
It looks like the edge of a castle coming out of the woods
No.
with like a slide.
No. Yeah, but look at this face. Like, tell me that wouldn't haunt your nightmares. Yeah.
Look, I don't go to the dentist, but that took effort.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, which one did you see? Because there are 4 in total. You have this version, and then you have this version.
I thought I seen the original, but I don't think I did. I think I've seen the 2 newer ones.
Yeah.
And, well, my thought here was, if the book itself is 1,000 pages, and we know how when a book becomes a movie, there's a lot that you don't get out of the movie.
Yeah.
That you would have gotten from the book. How much information are we missing?
I'm assuming quite a lot. I actually have not read it. I'm kind of scared too because of the way that my mind plays out.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't read it. Don't do it.
But it's a challenge.
No,
it's
this is
calling
the only
me.
time I will insist that you don't read something, because I think we would both.
Don't mind my Harry Potter cup here. Because, yeah. No. It is definitely, it is over 1,000 pages.
That's crazy.
And the original it is, yeah.
And that's really impressive. Not just, like, Stephen King is a huge author for people who like horror.
Yeah.
And the number of books that has been put out alone is really impressive, but not just how many books, how popular they are, and also the size of the books, especially it for being 1,000 pages. That's a lot of levels of impressive from one author.
Stephen King's mind is very scary.
Scarier than mine.
Yeah, and I don't need that in my brain at night either.
You're welcome.
Alright, but I say that we end this because we are going on 2 hours.
Oh, crap.
And it is midnight.
That is fair. I'm tired for some reason. I had an energy drink. I don't know why I'm tired.
Because you've been, like, high energy for, like, the last 2 hours.
Probably because I dealt with a 2-year-old for 4 hours. I'm sure you're tired, too. Being sick for, like, a whole week and not really actually... Couldn't even read while you were sick.
No.
That's how bad you were dying.
Yeah. But alright, everyone, we are closing off. We'll be back on next Friday. Send us your questions or your recommendations or anything that you want us to read and review. We will start getting those reviews up here probably, 48 hours?
Hopefully soon. Yeah, any feedback that you guys have for us, we would really appreciate. If you just want to make a comment or a suggestion maybe of something you'd like to see us do or do better with our podcasts. We are hoping to have these episodes posted up on YouTube as soon as I get my computer to work. And hope to see you guys next Friday at some random hour of the night.
Yeah, because we try for 8, but usually gets us later.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to start shooting for 9
Okay.
because that's when the baby goes to bed.
Yeah, we've been doing good with staying on Friday so far, but the actual time that we start has been challenging. So thank you.
Yay, kids.
Thank you for joining us tonight for the 5 seconds you might have paid attention to me opening my mouth. We appreciate you and any feedback that you want to give to us.
Absolutely.
Good night, book community.
Let's see if we can...